Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with actually a pretty important announcement. And it's a new deal between ABC Global Services and CCRA. And ABC is buying CCRA, and we have both of the principals here. We're going to talk with them about this deal. We have Eric Altschul, who's CEO of ABC, and Dick Marxen, who's the president and CEO of CCRA. We're going to find out all about this deal and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, first of all, how are you both and where are you? Dick, where are you now?
Well, still in Fort Worth, doing great, and I'm just glad to see that you're doing well, and I hope that you're going to share some of your antibodies with me.
There you go. Well, there might be a price to that, so we'll talk about that later.
Oh, I should have known.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, I got to pay the hospital bill. So anyway, Eric, where are you?
Sign me up for those antibodies as well. I am in Boca Raton, Florida, so working from home. We haven't opened the office yet, but hopefully, cases in Florida will start coming down and we'll be able to open soon.
Yeah, we hope so too. Now, let me ask both of you to describe in brief, really brief, if you could, both of your organizations for those that might not know them. Although I think in many cases, travel advisors have been in connection with them in some form for a long time. Dick, in brief, describe CCRA and what it has been offering travel advisors and suppliers, and also how long has the company been around?
CCRA was founded in 1974. And today we have 5 revenue divisions. The oldest one is the call center. We used to handle 500,000 or 500,000 calls and transactions a year. We have the air program with about 40 international carriers. We have the True Global Network, which is our true accreditation. And then we also have some pretty exciting announcements on that are just now being released. And especially with, as you know, and James and reported on the relationship with Ensemble. We also have a global supplier network, which is non-air, non-hotel, expanding outside of the U.S. now and doing quite well, even during the pandemic, with some international suppliers down in South America and also Western Europe. And last but not least, and probably the biggest reason for us today to discuss, and that's the hotel program. And we've had our hotel program since, I think, 1982, 1983. And so those are our 5 revenue divisions that we have inside of CCRA.
Okay, Eric, can we learn a little bit about ABC Global Services?
Sure, absolutely. We are a baby compared to CCRA. We were founded in 1978, so CCRA's got 4 years on us there. We operate 4 different revenue divisions. We operate EasyBook, which is an agency booking tool. Agent only, you have to be an accredited agent. And that provides wholesale rates and other discounts. We have Hotel Connects, which is a consulting and sourcing division for corporate clients that want to outsource their sourcing of their transient programs. We also have a meeting and incentive division where we can work with agencies and TMCs that want to take care of the travel aspect of their customers, and we'll take care of the full service logistics aspects. So we'll partner with agencies on that. And then similar to CCRA, the one area where we overlap is the hotel program. We've got quite a large hotel program with about 50,000 plus hotels around the world, and very significant presence certainly on the corporate side there.
Great. Now we get an idea of what both of your companies do, and you just announced this deal where ABC is buying CCRA, which I believe makes it ABC-CCRA, right? That's the new company. If you could have gone down there. Now, how did this deal come about? Can I hear from both of you? Eric, why don't you start?
So I think it's 2 or 3 years ago, Dick and I were actually sitting one table away from each other at a GBTA lunch. And we both got up around the same time and introduced each other to one another. And, we're both, I'm 6'6". I think Dick's probably close to that, so we got to see each other in the eyes. And we just started talking. And you know what, quite honestly, we hit it off. I mean, on a personal level. And soon thereafter, we started having discussions of, would it make sense to come together and how would that happen? And we continued to have those discussions. And, even though the pandemic hit, and we're all, obviously negatively impacted from that. As we continued the conversations, it just made more and more sense to us that in this time when TMCs and hoteliers need more and more support, that we come together at this time. But it was a long time in the making. This is not something that just kind of happened. It's been there. Dick and I have been talking for a while.
Okay, and actually that was one of my follow-up questions. Was this as a result of the pandemic? But it sounds like you guys have been talking for a while. And Dick, from your point of view, so we can get it straight, we got to get your story straight. How did it happen?
Well, it actually happened that way, except that Eric did leave out one point and it was sort of fortuitous when both of us stood up at the same time, and it was a breakfast meeting actually at GBTA. And we were 2 tables away from each other. And of course, all the other tables were filled with, hoteliers and other consortia. And when the 2 of us stood up, turned around and started to say, oh, let's introduce ourselves, the rest of the room went quiet. Okay. Having recognized
it's kind of those romantic moments you see a person across the room, right?
We decided from that point forward that Eric and I probably should have meetings going forward in private, remote places where we didn't have audiences. But it was pretty funny, and it certainly kicked off a funny and long-term relationship, which has been great. We really have enjoyed each other's company. We have the cultures are the same. The commitment to the staff and our suppliers have been the same, and we've just sort of learned about that along the way. So I'd say, gosh, Eric, I guess it was Christmas time when we pretty much firmed up the go forward opportunity to put the companies together. And like I said, that was certainly pre-pandemic.
Yeah, well, I saw you, Dick, in late January after the ASTA, and you didn't even tell me a thing about this. I'm shocked. I'm really, But anyway, Eric, what attracted you?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Dick swore to secrecy.
Okay, I'm sure it is. But now, Eric, what attracted you to CCRA? What did you like about the company?
So, first thing, bar none, and Dick, referred to this, is he and I built an incredible relationship over the last, couple years. And, the reality is when you come together and you're going to work together for many years and partner together, boy, it makes it a lot easier to do when you have a great relationship and you like the people you're working with. And so Dick and I really hit it off. And then from there, it really cascaded down. Dick referred to our cultures. As we talked it through, we have the same commitment to our employees. We treat, the suppliers the same, our commitment to our agency partners. So when you look at all of that, it became a natural. And then on the business side, we only really overlap on the hotel program. Mm-hmm. And when I say overlap, we've been, I'll call it, for all practical purposes, 70-30 focused on corporate, and CCRA has been 70-30 focused on leisure. So even though we both have a hotel program, the overlap really hasn't been there, meaning that we're very, very complementary on the hotel program. And when you look at all the services that Dick just took you through that they offer and the services that we offer, we really have the ability to just, become much more important in what we can offer our agency partners and our hotel partners. And it, I know it can be overused, but it really just became natural as we talked it through that this just made more and more sense.
Yeah, it sounds great, and it sounds really complimentary. And one of the questions I was going to ask you is, it seemed to me ABC was more corporate focused and CCRA was more leisure focused. So obviously you complement each other on that regard. Dick, what was the reason for you to sell now, aside from you had developed this great relationship with Eric and felt comfortable with the thing? What attracted you to ABC Global Services as a buyer?
Well, I think that if you look downstream, and for me, downstream is, maybe 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and where we were headed within the industry, I realized, and again, this was pre-pandemic, that diversification was going to have to be, a key significant piece of our strategy. Eric was the same way. When he created and started the acquisitions of the meeting and event planning division, I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And I was so frustrated that I didn't think of it first, but he did. But Having said that, when you put all of our products together now, I mean, it's going to be fantastic with that diversification. For me, I'm looking at, I'm very fortunate. We've worked out a long-term relationship, 7 to 10 years. I have no intention of retiring. I really enjoy this. And I just want to be able to be a part of something that we can take advantage of and grow. And it's going to be difficult to grow during the next year unless you've got true, aggressive, strategic diversification. And we definitely have that.
Well, that was going to be my next question to you was, are you staying on? And you said you are, as well as your management team, Peter, Pincus, all those people are going to be with you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have both held our all hands calls yesterday. Both Eric and I did. I can say for my staff, without a doubt, after the shock wore off, which was only about 10 seconds, then the enthusiasm was unbelievable. Now, Eric got to participate in the background and listen in on the all hands call, and he could certainly listen to the questions. However, after that, with all the emails and telephone calls, I got tremendous support, tremendous enthusiasm. So it's fascinating to see how fast people can see that, you know what, this is great timing and a super future for both of us, because most of our, especially our middle management and senior management, they understand what we have and what our plan for the future is. And listening to ABC and knowing about ABC, I mean, it is a natural. So it really was received well yesterday.
Now, Eric, how does this deal benefit the suppliers that you service as well as travel advisors?
So, I think one of the key drivers to this, as Dick and I work through it, is the benefit we're going to be able to bring hoteliers. And we've already started our calls this morning with a number of hoteliers, and the response has been phenomenal. And part of that's because hoteliers are looking to streamline who they work with, how they work, and how they market into a variety of travel segments, including the consortia sector where we specialize in. So we really believe that hotels will have the opportunity to simplify who they work with and streamline who they work with. But more importantly, much more importantly, as we all get back to whatever the new normal is, we are now have such a broad and diverse offering in terms of helping our hotel partners market into a variety of different segments. So not only, as we talked about before, our strength in corporate, our strength now in leisure, our ability to focus on international, domestic. It is, quite honestly, the hotel and the marketing and the education. I mean, together, we're going to be servicing about 12,000 agencies and about 75,000 agency members that subscribe to, in one shape or another, our marketing efforts. So, I mean, the breadth and the depth that we can now bring to our hotel partners jointly is just significant. And that we're going to layer in and add into that, obviously, the air partners and the global supplier network partners to really open up that network to benefit both. And on the other side, to your question is, well, agencies are going to benefit as well too. And part of that is we now together jointly have the ability, much more than we did individually, although we both had some of it before, is to have really unique and differentiated content and more content than anybody else. So our goal is, again, as agencies and TMCs get back to the new normal, that we deliver more opportunities for them to impact their bottom line, to help them save their customers money. And, our breadth now in terms of different suppliers in addition to hotels, but specifically hotels, our ability to deliver that content is really second to none and really differentiates us from the competition.
Well, as you said, content is king, and you'll have that with all the hotels and other products. And then obviously you have a little bit of a distribution system too going. And Dick, that actually calls up, I think Eric alluded, about 12,000 advisors, I think, roughly. And I was going to ask you what the number was right now, because it is a lot of that is the former OSSN travel advisors who are independent, agencies. So first of all, how many do you have roughly?
On the leisure side, we have 3,000 plus members, agencies, that is, and probably, 8,000 to 9,000 agents that are members. The Total True Network and the Total True offering, which opened up last week. As of, I think within about an hour and a half, I think I was told there was already 100 top tier True members that signed up for Total True to engage in the ensemble offering. So our plate is full. We're going to have a lot of exciting opportunity on the on the leisure side. I think to also complement what Eric was saying, in that let's be clear about this. The hotels are very, very demanding right now, and they have a right to be. It is a difficult time for them. They have many properties that have not opened yet. They have many properties that are open, but they're only 30% capacity full, or floors that are actually being supported and driven for occupancy. It's up to us to bring additional added value to them. More than just discounts, more than just rolling out rate code production. We've got to bring additional added value. And I think this is where we're really going to shine. And we're really excited about presenting this to the hotel chains during the next several weeks, during this infamous RFP season, to let them know about, and we're willing to work with the hotel partners. We're willing to construct a financial partnership that really makes sense for them and us. But also, I think they're going to be very excited about the added value that we're going to be able to bring to the table that nobody else has. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Well, you actually answered a question I was going to have was, are you going to expand the True program? It sounds like you will try to do that with now that, both with the relationship with Ensemble as well with other advisors, correct? The True program is going to go ahead, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then is this deal going to affect your the relationship with Ensemble at all?
Not at all. In fact, David Harris, the president of Ensemble, called Eric, I think, very early. In fact, I need to give you a little news bite here, commercial for ITR. It really worked last night, James.
It does work. We go out to about 100,000 travel advisors. So
I mean, Eric and I have been receiving telephone calls and emails. So yes, it worked. Well done, James.
I think we got a pretty good database, and people, even though we're less than 3 years old, although this last year feels like about 10, but that's, we think we got a good thing going. But yeah. So now, Dick? What did you tell, or what have you been telling your travel advisors, the one affiliated with you, both through with the True Network and all that, about this deal?
Well, we are still, to be candid about it, we had so much to say. We realized during the past few days that we needed to tailor down our message to our True members to make sure that there is not confusion, because they want to be. We've already received some feedback from some regional directors and some chapter directors. They want to be assured that there is not going to be any impact on the new program that we have presented with Ensemble. That is so exciting that they don't want to see any interruption to that. And in fact, we're now going to be able to tell them that we're going to be able to enhance that and push it forward even quicker. So, and I think that's what David Harris, wanted to hear also, when he, talked to Eric this morning. And we wanted to confirm and commit to David that our commitment to Ensemble is just as strong. And in fact, we will probably be signing up even more leisure agencies, that core group that is a part of ABC, and they need an outlet for the leisure and luxury content.
Now, Eric, both in the release that came out today and I got last night, which was there was a long list of all the different products and services you have. Can you just highlight a few of them, and then I'll ask Dick the same question that you think are really going to help travel advisors and, of course, your hotels and other suppliers?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I think, number one is within the hotel content that there are a lot of segments, a number of segments that we didn't even mention in the press release, but whether it becomes, a VIP program or a suite program, whether, it's rooms that we have under contract. So, last minute an agency needs rooms, we have them. This year, that's not going to be the biggest deal, but in past years, that's certainly been important. So within the hotel program, we have a tremendous amount of content programs, commission programs, discount programs, hot deals, weekly hot deals, exclusive quarterly content. That I think is number one, that we want to give our agents and agencies the ability to provide that savings, higher commissions, discounts, and so on. In addition to the hotel content, I think the air program, CCRA's air program is really second to none. 40 carriers that provide higher commissions and or greater discounts. To be able to marry these two things, to say we've got all the hotel content you need and all the air content you need is significant. And then you layer in items such as the 24/7 call center, which I think is going to become more and more important to agencies and TMCs as we come through the pandemic. And, they're unable to necessarily forecast what their call levels will be. I think more and more of them are going to turn to CCRA to support them in their overnight calls and make sure that they're servicing customers and providing that service and not with no interruptions. So that's going to become even more important. You layer on things like EasyBook, where we have access to wholesale rates for accredited agents that are, off the GDS. Hotel Connects for companies that want to negotiate their transient programs. That's going to come back in the next year or so.
Sure.
The demand may not be there as much today, but, and then you layer on for those folks independently who want access to particular leisure agents that want access to commissions and so on in the true program. So, it's really, when you look at this, again, going back to coming together, is we now have a option of services, of products that really, second to none. And we're really, really excited about it. And we're excited about talking to ABC agencies about these additional services. We're excited to talking to CCR agencies about these additional services. It really, and the reality is, Dick and I have the same mindset. We're a growth mindset here. What we're doing here is not about cutting back. We're not about streamlining. How do we get rid of this or get rid of that? As Dick said, we've been talking about this for, on and off for a couple of years. And last December is when we, really came to fruition that said, hey, this makes all the sense in the world. We want to add to this. This is a huge step. So I don't want to call it just the beginning, because this is a very important big step. But, Dick and I both have the same mindset that we want to continue to grow and partner with our agencies, partner with our hotels to offer more and more. And that's where we're going to be taking this.
Great. Now, Dick, sort of the same question, but obviously Eric covered a lot of the products. But for you, what are some of the key products and services that you think,
I think
really help?
The key statement that you just made was that Eric covered a lot of it. He did.
Okay.
But one area that has been rather interesting, even during the pandemic and just recently, we do have our division, the Global Supplier Network, and we've now reached out outside of the domestic program, outside of the U.S., and talking to other suppliers in other countries. And these are non-air and non-hotel suppliers. Mm-hmm. They recognize that they're still going to be alive. They are still going to have tours, transfers, other types of transportation services. Mm-hmm. And they want to get their word out to the agencies, both I say corporate, but our larger agencies that do have the leisure component and luxury component. So this global supplier division that we have is starting to see a lot of activity, getting ready for 2021. So I think that's going to be really important to get that message. Our marketing teams are working on that right now so that we can get that offer out to all of our now newly combined agency force. It's pretty large. So that's going to be an interesting aspect looking into 2021.
No, that's a good addition there. Now, will you continue to have offices both in Fort Worth and in Boca?
Well, our offices in Fort Worth are very small because 98% of our staff is virtual. So even though we have offices in Fort Worth, I mean, really everybody is virtual now, actually 100%. So the only thing we have in the Fort Worth office is just someone to go in once a week to check postage and checks coming in and maybe something like that. But I can see where, one day it makes sense that, we just move everything to, Boca, and that way I can, retire down there on the beach with Eric. And
yeah, you scope out your retirement home now. But Eric, yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Eric, the same thing. I mean, you're going to have your office now. These days, I mean, we're all over the place. Who needs an office anymore? It's like, but are you going to you're going to have the office in Boca? And
yeah, so we're going to continue to have the office in Boca. We're about half our people are in the office and the other half are virtual. And then we also have an office in Atlanta for meeting advice, which is one of our subsidiaries, and they have an office in the Galleria, and that all focuses on meeting planning.
Okay. Now, one question I forgot to ask is, what's the name of this combined company?
So Alphabet was already taken, unfortunately, by Google. But
maybe they'll sell it to you. You never know.
We thought that made sense, bringing together all the initials. The reality is, when people have asked me in the past, they say, ABC, why ABC? And these are people from outside the industry. I said, well, it's kind of like the AAA glass in the phone book. You want to be the first one. I don't see, at least in the very near future, either of our names going away, because our names are so interwoven with the rate codes with which we distribute our hotel content that we need both brands out there for some considerable time to make sure that as it resonates with agents, as they bring up, and book hotels in their system, as hotels are displayed in OBTs and so on, that they make the connection, CCRA and ABC. So we're not going to do away with either anytime. We do have a pretty neat combined logo and combined branding that just looks phenomenal. So we're gonna, be using this branding.
I saw that. I wanted to use that last night. I couldn't pull it off of that release, but so I used your face. And no offense, Dick. You've been on here before, but I may go back and replace it. But I did see that logo, and actually we may we'll show that to people here, and also I may replace it on the item we have up today. But that's a good solution, I think. Now. For both of you, is there anything else you want to tell travel advisors, your hotel suppliers, other things about this deal? Is there anything else that really is significant that you want to get out? I'll start with you, Dick.
Well, I think, complimenting what Eric has already done a great job on, and we are heads down focused on the hotel program. I mean, we've got a huge offering, and it appears that it's going to be very unique and I hate to use the word customized, but we are certainly going to customize an offering based upon what the hotel needs are. We are finding that the hotels have different needs for different reasons, especially because of the pandemic. It's sad, it's fascinating, but we're here to accommodate their needs. So right now it's head down for the hotel program. And we're doing a lot of strategic planning for our other divisions also during the next several weeks, because we are rolling out the air program and the call center program and the global supplier network to all of the ABC agents.
And same question to you, Erica. What else do you want to tell people about this deal and its significance?
I think Dick hit it on the head. We are focused on all of our businesses, but right now the hotel content and hotel program and relationships and agency relationships are first and foremost. And, we have spent a significant amount of time in the past, 6-8 weeks redesigning our offering for hotels for 2021, knowing that it needs to be a win-win year where we support them like we, more than we ever have before. And it's always been great, but really providing all the support we can on both sides. And we're, as Dick said, we're prepared to come to the table with enhancements, with marketing, with discounts, we need to make sure that this year is a win-win-win between us, our hotels, and our agencies. And that's what we are focused on more than anything else.
Well, congratulations to both of you on this deal. It's amazing what a glance across a conference room will do. Way back when, and now you're here. And yes, you're doing this deal in the midst of this, really devastating pandemic, especially for travel. But it sounds like by combining, you're going to really get a lot of strengths out there to both travel advisors and hoteliers and other suppliers. So again, congratulations on doing this.
Thanks a lot, James.
Thanks, James. Take care.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.